to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Tamarrick.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your majesty.
And now here's your host, Jesse Martin.
What is going on? Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. It is Tuesday, August 3rd. I am your host, Jesse Martin. I am here with both of my co-hosts now, Keith Gray and John Taman. Boys, how you doing?
Good.
Doing good. I'm actually coming to you live from my mother's basement.
All right, nice. Yeah, we can tell you're you look a little dingy back there, buddy. You might need to clean that up.
I thought it was your garage, but
It is. God, why are you calling me out, John?
sorry, man. I was trying to help your mom out.
Now I look like a liar.
Oh my goodness! What's this crap on my screen?
My
Anyways,
No, that's me.
Hold on. For the haters out there that are going to say something when they watch the YouTube video, like my guy Johnny Blaze, who is also Tim Lawler. Yeah, it's unfinished assholes. Thanks. All right. Yeah.
all right. Well, we are back in Ashburn as the Washington football team came back home. They have a full padded practice today, and I got to be honest with you guys, I have not really been on Twitter today. I've been going hard at work, trying to be able to get the time off on Friday to come up there and hang out for the event at FedEx Field. But we want to do a little bit of a recap. Me and Keith kind of had a hug fest on Saturday about training camp in Richmond. We were kind of exhausted, but listen, man, I had a great time. It was fantastic, and meeting everybody that we talked to on Twitter. The setup was wonderful. The team is really doing a really good job at trying to appease the fans. Joey Kobe Bekovich is fucking amazing. And not enough good things could ever be said about that guy. And that's for real. That's coming from the bottom of my heart. The team's really trying, and they're trying to change the narrative, and it's working. Play on the field. It was fun to get out there and see all of our favorite players, man. Chase Young stayed after practice, talked to the crowd. He is a dude, man, like for real. He's not out there just being like all high and mighty. He's out there because he fucking loves it, and he loves the fans, and he cares about it. And you can see that shit like for real. It was in a padded practice, so, you could only get so much out of it. Some highlights of camp was one of my top ones was Landon Collins. It just amazed at how only 7.5 months removed from a Achilles injury and surgery, he's moving like he's moving, and I find that fucking fascinating and excited because he seems to be all over the field and playing very, very well. The wide receiver battle is fucking real. And it's really exciting. Some people are going to get cut that were just like, man, it's going. I would hate to be the coaches right now trying to figure out, who to cut, because that shit's just, it's crazy. It actually excites me, man. It's a good problem to have. So we all know that it's going to be a tough decision. Keith, you got any thoughts on a Richmond wrap up?
Yeah, that last episode, I think what it was, Jesse, is we had so many good things going on for both days. Like, we were just caught in the awe of everything. Now that the Love Fest is over, I still had a good time. met a lot of people, right? I think for my experience alone, you guys hear that feedback?
Yeah, John, is that you?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe it
I
was.
don't hear anything.
All right, so carrying on. Sorry, fellas. Met a lot of people, a lot of young people, a lot of, I know that we're a podcast where, we love talking about our team and like putting out content. We're not as nearly aggressive as, the other young kids are when they're doing that. But it seemed like, it was just one big gang, click, as some haters would say. But more importantly, it was meeting people that got to experience the same things that we were. None of it was, exclusive, right? And for many years, this team was shut down to the fans, except for a few. And unfortunately, you're starting to see those few that don't like what they have, because now it's kind of like when you get a new boss, right? You're working in a job, you get a new boss. Well, you created a rapport with your old boss, but now you got to start all over again, right? But then what happens is Johnny and Steve and all these other employees, right? They're impressing the new boss. And so it's making the older people that's like, oh, what's going on here? So my point, am I making sense, John?
You are. I'm just having a good time listening to you.
Right. So my point is that there were no arguments. There were no people competing with each other, trying to get the attention of people. It was just, we were all there having a good time. And that's what I appreciated about it most. I was able to be me in front of people. Right. And really just get to know people, even people that did not like me in the past, were like, oh, you're not that bad. Hey man, thanks. And that's kind of how that worked out. And then touching on the actual football side of it for the time being, God, man, it was so awfully hot when we were there.
Friday was fucking.
Friday was unbelievable. So it was really hard to sit in one spot. That one spot where we sat down and my flip flops.
Oh, on the hill.
Stood up.
Yeah. Mine
and we
too.
Stood up.
Felt like I was getting blisters on the bottom of my feet.
Were unbelievable, but it was nice to be able to see something different that I haven't experienced before. And again, I will always be transparent and vulnerable with people. I'm not an X and O guy, and I never will be. If you tell me a 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, I have no idea what that even means, right? Why? Because I didn't grow up playing football, right? So I don't know the language as much as everyone else is. I just grew up loving football, and I just enjoyed the scenery and everything about it. And I'll do it again next year, whether I'm company man or not, right? So had a good time. More importantly, met you, my man. I mean, I had a good time. You're kind of nasty, a lot nastier than I thought. Okay. Yeah.
I got a story for them.
Oh, well, I got a story for them too. Jesse's the only one.
Shadow puppets?
No, we didn't do shadow puppets, but I'll tell you. I know what story he's gonna tell. He's gonna tell the loofah story. Exactly. and by all means, he deserves that. And that's fine. But I'm
the loofah
also
had a brown streak on it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, we'll move on. I'll let him. I'm not gonna steal his shine on the loofah story. But what I will do is just, I want the listeners to know that when Jesse was the only person in Richmond to actually see a Bigfoot sighting. And it was probably one of the most memorable experiences in his life, but I'm not going to get into it. So, like I said, all in all, just the whole entire experience, man, everyone that was there has their own exclusive story to tell on what was cool to them. And I think that was pretty cool. And then just seeing the outpour on social media, with us all being there, like this thing is different, man. It's different. This was different than the Jay Gruden times, and even before that. This is different. And so my old man ass is excited about it.
Yeah, it was super cool. Super cool.
Hey, what I liked the most about it was that photo that I saw of you that somebody put up on Twitter. I can't remember who it was, but they had you looking at Cam Sims.
Look, okay,
Dude, I was dying laughing.
Oh, that was Mike Reed. Mike Reed at the Burgundy Zone.
he is
That was
he's coming
hilarious.
after me for that. Okay, I probably didn't explain the story too well on the last podcast, but I saw Ladong, and all my life,
No. It wasn't just a dong.
Okay, listen,
That was an absolute elephant.
It was a goddamn.
Wait, you
Thor's
call your
hammer.
dong a Sasquatch, and
It
now
wa-
we're hearing about a Bigfoot sighting in Richmond.
it was Thor's hammer. Okay,
I should retire
Listen.
the Sasquatch name after the
Listen.
dong that Jesse described.
Listen, okay, look,
show is taking a wild turn.
I have been made to believe that I have been more than adequate my entire life until Friday.
Not
Okay.
what I saw.
Okay, let's just put it that way. Minding my own business, walking to the VIP, think I'm hot shit, fucking, I'm like taking in the sights, look over to the right, and what do I see? I thought someone had 3 fucking legs. I mean, it was just fucking just hanging out like, hey, how you fucking doing?
You're at a rest stop off of 95.
And
Tell the
listen,
truth.
so about 10 minutes went by, and I noticed that Jesse was super quiet. And so he just was quiet than normal, right? Jesse's actually a pretty calm, quiet guy. He doesn't. I'm gonna work on that with him. Jesse, he's so laid back to where he just goes with the flow, and I want to see party Jesse. So I'm gonna get party Jesse.
We gotta get drinking for that.
So you hired 3-legged Jim to stand over on the side where Jesse was walking through the gate.
So how we all figured everything out was, so we were kind of standing in this little corner, and again you could see you could see the tub and everything else. It was all outside. Ron Rivera was standing there, and so the security that was there, he's like, hey man, can you do me a favor and not take pictures over in that direction? And I look over and he goes, yeah, it's kind of like a private area for the players. And Jesse's like, oh, I know, because I saw something that I shouldn't have. And I'm thinking, what did he see? Like a playbook? Like, I don't know. Like, what could you possibly see? And he tells the story about the Bigfoot sighting. And I just started dying laughing. I'm like, well, sometimes that's what you get with VIP, baby. You get a big elephant dong. I mean, what can you do?
Do you have a player's name?
It was either Tamarrick, Hemingway. I think we and credit goes to Mike Reed for trying to help me narrow it down. Well, I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to.
It's very concerning.
Hey, we appeal to a wide demographic here.
Yeah,
Keith,
there you
go.
It was. I think the player had dreads. The player was tall, so it was either Cam Sims or Tamarrick Hemingway. I'm pretty sure it was one of those two that was that parents should be very proud.
Why don't you DM them and say, hey, what's your size?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's monetize this.
I'm good.
Here's what we do: to Tamarrick or Cam, the first one of you that tweets to us and says it's you and pays us $20, we'll say it's you on the show.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Because what we say is always truth.
People believe us,
right?
Yeah. Well. We'll see.
Oh, by the way, guys, thanks for hiring me back on the show.
Yeah. Keith was
he was dull and boring.
He was a little rough around the edges.
Yeah. I've learned my lesson, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. So just stop causing trouble, and we'll get along just fine.
Okay.
All right. So
wash your damn feet.
Well, Keith's Corner ain't gonna be it then.
John, I want to kind of throw the mic to you. I unfortunately haven't really paid attention to what's going on in practice today. I haven't even had time to look at my phone. So kind of run down what's happening, man.
Oh, well, shit. I have no idea because I've worked my whole day as well. So I mean, I've checked in a little bit at lunchtime. Everything I was reading was pretty good. I follow, what's her name, Rhiannon
Walker.
Rhiannon Walker. She's really good, and she keeps a good play on the action as it goes, and you can follow pretty much practice through the tweets. So what I got out of the most out of the morning was our number 3 running backs, Lamar Miller and
Jared Patterson.
And you should really,
I thought somebody knocked on my door.
You should really go with the underdogs like Zach Selby, and don't follow these blue check marks.
I do follow Zach Selby.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I thought somebody knocked on my door. It distracted me. Peyton Barber and
You fellas are
Lamar
excelling.
Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those two particularly stood out to me from what some of the things she was saying was some of the wood that they were laying down. So everything's all good for me in training camp, as long as I don't read somebody's getting carted off the field, trainers are over there seeing this person. I don't really care. They said Sami Reyes was having a little bit of work done on his ankle, but again, he'll be fine. I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Samus Reyes. After seeing him in training camp, he's struggling a bit, and I know he's a fan favorite.
Brand new.
Yeah, he is. He's brand new to football. It's expected. The talk is now. We signed him straight to the team because there's a lot of other teams. It's a program that the NFL does. That you can, it's a I guess a foreign player program to try to get them into the NFL. We have another guy by the name of David Bada that went through that portal as well. But Samus Reyes, a lot of people think if he doesn't make the team that we're not going to be able to keep him on the practice squad. I find that hard to believe now. Because there is tape, he's got tape on him now through practices. And Pete Hainer, our tight ends coach, has gone off on him and John Bates, our draft pick. So right now, I think Tamarrick Hemingway is our tight end 2. Which I find very, very interesting. But I don't expect Samus Reyes to make the team this year other than practice squad.
He said tight end to a guy where he saw his dong.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Last year, Tamarrick Hemingway was involved in one play that I can think of. He didn't play very many because he got hurt. But it was a quick little interesting kind of a tight end screen that was, I wouldn't say a bubble screen or anything like that because he caught the ball a good 5-6 yards down the field. But they had a wall out in front of him when he did it, and it ran for about 20 yards. And the thing I got the most out of him was how big he was. He was like Gronk big out on the field.
He's a big guy. Yeah.
He's a big, well, that's what I've heard, but he's a big dude. And, when he's got that ball, like when you look at Gronkowski with the football in his hand, he looks like he's carrying a grapefruit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hemingway looked a lot like that. I'm not comparing him to Gronk other than for size, although I don't know. Maybe you could have some kind of.
I mean, we're gonna just move right past that. Yeah, I think that the tight end.
Jesse gonna get so mad.
Hey, you know what?
The tight end backup tight end 2 race is going to be pretty interesting. I'm hoping John Bates is going to just kind of run away with it once he, is a rookie. Once he gets his feet wet.
The size of that guy was insane.
Yeah,
they're all huge.
Yeah,
no, I know, but just when looking at him, he was actually one of the closer ones.
Yeah,
I saw him just stand there like
he's huge.
At his age.
Huge.
Yeah, at their age, it's just insane that a human being is that size.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone too it brought up at camp too, and so I kind of paid attention to that a little bit, and maybe I just never have in the past, but human beings in general have evolved. Right. And what I mean by that,
no kidding. Look at all this technology we're using. We went from rocks to this.
Interrupt me again and see if I don't send a swift uppercut right through this screen.
No,
listen, what I meant by that was the bodies have evolved, man. Back in the day, like
players weren't this big.
Well, right. Well, back in the day, you'd put your fat guys up in the front, right? These guys aren't fat anymore. These guys are just straight muscle, huge specimens. It's unbelievable. And it's like, you're that age and I'm this age and they make me feel like a tiny person. Except for, I'm kind of like what Jesse saw, elephant. But anyways, that's not true at all. But I just wanted to just bring that up because as these guys were walking, as they were coming from the building and they were walking out to the practice field, like you don't see fat guts hanging out anymore, man. You see nothing but pure muscle, and these dudes are huge, and it's absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, they're bigger, stronger, faster than they ever were before, man. It's crazy. You just look at Chase Young and Montez Sweat at the end of Saturday. They were hanging out with us. Well, not like with us, but safe distance away on the field and talking with the fans. And they're mountains, man, and they're all like that. It's fucking crazy how big they are. Not only are they big, but they move like fucking gazelles, like fucking like crazy. How can you be that fucking big and move that goddamn fast? It's nuts.
What about elephants?
Superhuman? It's evolution. Look, They started out with a wheel and turned them into barbell weights, and now look at them.
Well, there you go. That's it.
Human beings are amazing.
So let's talk about this QB competition real quick, or lack thereof. Taylor Heineke is not looking good in practice at all. He's even having, trouble throwing to a side, a particular side of the field. He's come out and admitted it. What's cool though is he's taken ownership of it, which I do appreciate. Ryan Fitzpatrick is your clear-cut starter, and I think he's going to be your starter unless he gets hurt. And to be honest with you, Taylor Heineke could be your quarterback 3 when it's all said and done. We know that Allen had a little bit of an injury. He's been working off to the side. He kind of tweaked his surgically repaired ankle. But if he comes back healthy, I think Allen's looking better than Taylor Heineke, and he's going to be your QB2, which is I'm comfortable with either, Taylor or Allen. Interesting thing about Taylor, and I've heard this from other teams that he's been on. He's always been a better game player than practice player, if that makes sense. So you can take that with a grain of salt if you'd like. But I mean, the fact of the matter, it's Fitzpatrick's job, and it's
it always has been.
Yeah,
there hasn't been any question.
There's one thing that I have heard is listening to some radio here and there today is that Fitzpatrick and McLaurin have gained a really good rapport with each other, and that's what you want to hear. Because I think we're going to see really big things from those two this year. John, what do you think? Or Keith, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, sorry, John. I was going to say, too, just going back to camp, and you're seeing Fitzpatrick out there running reps after their practice with Kelvin Harmon. And we were close to that. And so it was actually pretty cool, to see that. So there was never a doubt in my mind about Fitzpatrick, not being the starter. But I love the fact that a veteran was willing to go out there with a guy that has been down on his luck, right, with the injury sense, and was willing to work with the guy. I mean, it wasn't for a long period of time, but it was just enough, for him to get, Harmon to get some reps in there. So, that was pretty cool to see. And, probably in past pods, I've said, Fitzpatrick, Heineke, number 2. Maybe I'm saying that because, when you read Twitter, you tend to, think different things. You haven't seen things yet either. You're only going with what you think is logical and makes sense. 100%, no doubt in my mind, if Allen stays healthy through it all, he's going to be the number 2 and Heineke's the 3. And people can slap me around all day and say that, but I'm always going to stick with NFL experience over none. Yeah. And Allen has that, and Allen has history with Ron Rivera. So I don't see that man being a number 3, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would feel comfortable if Fitzpatrick went down and Heineke's coming in as our starting quarterback. That's
I agree.
Not for any extended period of time.
Yeah.
No, I want a guy with experience. And they say, well, how can you get experience if you don't get in there? Well, if Fitzpatrick goes down and we're still in the running, I'm not interested in Heineke. I want a guy with experience. And Kyle Allen didn't play horrific.
No, he didn't. He
played okay.
When he was in Carolina as a rookie, he won 4 in a row before he got down there and beat.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he can play.
Yeah, he didn't play horrific compared to the other guys on the roster, right?
I thought he gave us a better chance than Smith.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
He pushed the ball downfield.
He did push it down a little bit more.
So when the reality is starting to set in, I'm starting to see, and then you start seeing the bad play with Heineke.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, like yesterday, Joe Theismann is out there working with these guys, right? Heineke was the main guy that was out there that was getting it. I mean, listen, Heineke is and always will be a number 3 quarterback. He just came in and had some success.
Yeah. He had a game.
He had nothing. He had nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, you can make shit happen.
You put it all on the table.
They throw you out of the casino. Usually.
Absolutely. Well, because if he did horrible, he's not coming back to the league, and he knew that, and he doesn't care, right?
Yeah.
So again, when you have nothing to lose, you're going to pull punches, and that's what he did. But to immediately assume that this guy is a number 2 quarterback, this guy literally got picked up from Craigslist. So I'm just not on board. And again, we have a fan base, and I'm sure other fan bases are like that too. We tend to fall in love with guys that show a little bit of success. And that's what this fan base did was, he can do that every single game. Stop it. No, he can't. He's a 3rd string quarterback, and that's what it'll always be. The only way I'm interested to see, and I'm going to go fall back and say, I said some dumb stuff on other podcasts. I said Heineke could be a gem. Maybe he could be. He could be. Okay. But what I'm going to follow up on that with is, I don't want to know unless we're not in the running, then put this guy in there and they play, or maybe we can still be in the hunt, and let's see what this guy has. If, these other 2 guys are hurt like that, or if it's that would be the only reason why I would say, okay, I'm okay with giving Heineke a look, because it gets rid of those questions. And right now that's what's causing not controversy, but that's what's causing a slight little divide of people that love Heineke and people that, but what I'm noticing too, the people that love Heineke also love him because they have ties to his college, right? They've played with him before, or they've met him, and he's not such a bad guy. He's an underdog story. People tend to like that type of stuff, right? So, but at the end of the day, sounds
like the reasons your girlfriend will give you,
or my wife.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean,
right?
Speaking of the general public out there,
yeah. No, so basically, at the end of the day, that's where I see it. When camp is all said and done, right, and we're starting, we go through the preseason process. It's definitely going to be Fitz, Allen, and Heineke as your roster.
But I see it. Sorry, Jesse. I see it in a kind of a different way. I think that Allen tweaking his ankle might have given them an out. Right? We've been talking about this before. Heineke, whether he's showing off right now in the first day of padded practice and a couple of freaking exhibitions. Let's be honest. When they're at camp down in Richmond, they're showing off. They're doing their things, but they're not hitting each other. They're not going to be really doing a whole lot of hard stuff like that. So if he has a couple of bad camps, I really don't think that hurts his value in the eyes of the league, which might still see him with potential. So exposing him to the practice squad may end up having him off the team. You know what I'm saying? So by Allen tweaking his ankle, of which I'd love a definition. What the fuck is a tweak? They can put him on the PUP list. They can start the season with him on the PUP list for a few weeks and see how it goes. And then that way they've solved their dilemma for the short term. And if it turns out that they really don't think that Heineke's going to be doing anything, then they can maybe expose him a little bit. But if they'd have exposed him now, do you think the Colts might have picked him up? Probably, maybe. Good potential. I would say this for the Colts.
I don't think so.
A lot of people want a lot. Yeah, that's fucking funny. A lot people are actually saying they want us to trade Fitz to the Colts. Or like
people are wild, man.
Yeah, it's
people
fucking
say stupid
ridiculous.
shit all the damn time.
Stupid.
Just so you know, Heineke, his supporters will not stop, even if he's third string and put on the practice squad. They're not going to stop. And as a matter of fact, that will make it even stronger for them, because then they have no proof that he can't do it. They'll say to you, well, if they'd put him in there, he'll be great.
There needs to be a Twitter law enforcement.
Yeah, no shit.
I think you should sign up.
Where they're just writing tickets for people saying dumb shit.
No.
Well,
yeah, fucking Twitter police. Yeah.
Well, I know I'd get in trouble a lot.
Everybody
be in Twitter jail. Yeah. Look, before we move on, I got one more point on training camp. And a name that's been thrown around a lot is Sam Cosmi. The poor kid's getting worked. But what I want to say is this: for one, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
Two, he's going up against two premier pass rushers in the league. Of course, he's going to get worked, man. Of course, he's going to get worked.
It's good for him.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I want Chase and Montez to fucking beat the shit out of him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to make him better. And
Right.
if he rolls up, quits, go home, well, then you know what? Fuck it. But I don't think he's that type of person. He's going to take it day by day. And that's what we need to kind of hit the brakes on Cosmi a little bit. You know, everybody's like, oh, well, I hope Lucas comes back soon. Even if Lucas comes back, I bet Chase and fucking Sweat will probably beat the shit out of him too.
Hell yeah. I think they should hit him with Tamarrick Hemingway's dick.
God.
Oh, man.
I'm very glad to see Kelvin Harmon making a big push, man. I really am.
Me too. Me too. I am pulling for Harmon to make this team. I absolutely love the draft pick when we got him out of Carolina. I thought he did well, even though he did work with Dwayne Haskins. But I want him to make that team. I kind of want him over AGG, to be honest with you.
AGG, I haven't heard too much about throughout.
He had a good. I heard he had a good day yesterday.
Good.
Which I mean, he's got talent. I just don't know if he's got that it factor, that NFL type receiver.
The cachet.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
All right, moving along. Keith wanted to talk a little bit about this name change and what's going on with it. So I'm going to revert over to Keith. What's going on, man?
So while we were at camp, I wasn't really actually too involved with looking at what people were talking about. But what I did see is that there was a few people that hit me in the DMs too, asking me questions. I was surprised that they wanted my insight. So then what it did is when we got home Friday night, or when we got back to the Airbnb, man, I couldn't sleep. I was just so amped up. I was so pumped up. And so I was kind of just going back and looking at the conversation.
Yeah, you had the goddamn volume on fucking 99.
Oh God, Megan Trainor that loud?
Goddamn TV. Go ahead,
bro.
Sorry.
I was so sore I couldn't get up to grab the remote and turn it down.
All right, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
So no, that's all right.
Time crunch. Let's go.
So the big thing is the big talk was name change, and it looked like the term Commanders was gaining a little bit of steam, right? Okay, I'm not here to talk about whether I like the name or not. Honestly, there's not really a single name that I'm in love with that I'll be in love with at first, right? Because at the end,
one.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, I love myself, but when it comes to the football team, right, it's never going to be Redskins. So therefore, it's not going to measure up to that, in my opinion. However, doesn't mean that when whatever they decide to change the name to, that won't warm up to me, and I won't love that name just as much, right? Again, winning equals success, and we start to warm up to things. People hated Washington football team at first, and I've noticed that a lot of people, when we had a better year this year, a lot of people actually warmed up to that name. But so what I did is I literally sat there and I started thinking, why would the name Commanders gain some steam? I personally am 100%, 1,000% convinced in some way or form, we will be the Washington football team Commanders, Washington, D.C. Commanders, Washington Commanders. Either way, Commanders is going to be a part of the name. Now, instead of what's the points I'm trying to make here? Instead of
got no clue.
The logic. I tried to use logic. Okay. When I was doing shut up. When I was doing research, right? Commander in chief or commander in chief. If you look up the definition, I'm going to read. Shut up, John. I don't want any of your back talk.
Okay. Talk. I think everybody knows who a commander in chief is, right?
No, well, no. But I'm.
You mean commander and chief?
Commander and chief.
And
okay. It could be commander in chief. It doesn't matter.
Well,
when you look it up, okay. Even the term chief. Chief was considered Native American, correct?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a lot older than that.
Okay. Well, here's the definition. Namely, that chief is a European title. As explained in the definition above, the term was applied to American Indians. It is not an indigenous word, right? So chief is considered a leader, correct?
It's what the Europeans called the leader that they were trying to talk to.
Correct. Which that term was then given to Native Americans, right?
By the Europeans trying to talk to them.
Correct. So we're talking now today, you have one major leader who is commander in chief, right? Makes sense. DC is what? Military, right?
Okay.
It represents military.
Sure.
I mean, the friggin', the Pentagon, all that. Like, it's all there. Like, let's not deny that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not talking about culture. I'm so sick of the culture word. Okay. I'm just talking about the representation. Now, I don't want to take it into the military aspect, but I just want to use logic in these words. Now, I've seen the shield concept, okay, or I've seen the logo concept. If the team were commander, I saw one. There might be more out there. What was focused in this was established in 1932, okay, and it also had the DC 3 stars in it. Okay. Now this is just a concept. It means nothing. It's just like the Wolves concepts. They mean nothing. I have no idea what the team name is going to be. But when you take that logic and you're like, okay, what is Washington pushing right now that we're all a family, right? Like I see it in a lot of their verbiage language in some of their tweets. If you haven't paid attention, start paying attention. But now you have a shield, which is a family crest. A crest is going to represent your family history, right? Right. Jason has stated that he wants to preserve the history of this football team. That's how you do it. How can you do it with Wolves? Okay. And I'm not crapping on the term Wolves, but someone please tell me how you're going to preserve history with the name Wolves. I don't think it can be done. I don't think it makes enough sense. I don't remember my other points, unfortunately, because I was all over the place. But when you take those two things, major things, shut up, stop laughing. I said a lot, but I had 4 major points that made sense, but I'm only giving you two.
Well, you're the one that's on a time limit, so wrap it up.
Okay, well, shut up. So don't limit me. I'll tell you when I leave.
My man's had a few smeared off ices, it sounded.
White Claw. So no, honestly, I truly believe that that's what the team name is going to be. What I am gonna talk about though too in that sense is I'm really tired of these Red Wolves fans. They are literally like, when I'm talking, I know why they love Wolves, because every time you tweet something other than Wolves when regarding the team name,
they fucking pounce. Like
they pounce. And it's the same people. They pounce, and what they do is they tell you why your team name sucks compared to the ones that they like. And I'm done with that shit. I mean, honestly,
there's a simple answer to this. Just tell them to fuck off.
Well, unfortunately, when I do that, then I get the same people, which actually it did happen in this scenario where they're like, well, that's not very ambassador-like.
You're right. Fuck off.
So unfortunately,
I just want this fucking name thing to be over with. I'm tired of fucking arguing about
Jason
it.
Wright said he's not slapping a logo on the helmet looking like we're an expansion team. You can't tell me that you put Wolves on there that's not looking like an expansion team.
If it's done right. You gotta do it right.
Shut up. No, it's not.
Now, Jesse, here's some guy jumping in your mentions telling you why your name sucks.
Exactly.
You suck. All of you suck.
It doesn't matter what name. It doesn't matter what name it is. If it's done right, I mean, that's why they got these focus groups and that they hired and all that shit. I just wish there could be like 2 days that goes by with no fucking name mentioned, because I'm tired of it. I don't care if we're the fucking butt sniffers or the fucking goddamn Commanders or the Wolves or the football team or DCFC. It doesn't fucking matter to me anymore. I'm done.
Here's what's going to happen. They're going to call it. They're going to say, this is the name. Everybody's going to bitch for 2 weeks, and then they're going to die down, and that'll be the end of it.
Well, the great news is actually all 4 of my points were in there. I just kind of convoluted them all together. But I'm going on record. I'm going on record to say Commanders is some point, in my personal and professional opinion, on the record of saying that I think is the team name. Now, I don't care if people like it or not, and I don't like it, and I don't really care, because at the end of the day, it doesn't measure up to the Redskins. So
I'd prefer the Washington Command. I think it'd be cool, but it doesn't matter if it is. It is. That's fine. That's right. That's great,
right.
Great, grand, wonderful.
Moving on.
Whatever.
I was passionate about this like 3 days ago. I'm no longer passionate because I don't care. But that night, man, that night I was in there and I was like, oh, like, yeah, this is great. This is great. Okay, let me look at this. Oh, this is great. Here's what Family Crest looked like. I mean, I was on it, man. If you had got me that night, I was passionate. Now I don't whatever. I don't care.
Moving on. We are in some time constraints. I want to get to some misconceptions out there. There is a tailgating. There's kind of a conspiracy that's going around that the Washington football team, people think that you're not allowed to tailgate during the football games. And I want to give the mic over to Keith because he has some information from some higher ups with the team that needs to get out there. So Keith, why don't you take over for a second? Like, keep it to like 2 minutes if you can.
I'm gonna talk as long as I want to, asshole. How about 30 seconds? Listen. Yeah, so it is on the website saying no tailgating. I think that either one wasn't removed from last season, or two, if it's in relation to the events that they currently have going on, like August 6th, yeah, there's no tailgating for those. There was no tailgating allowed for the draft either. But as far as when it comes to season, it's still on. Joey texted me immediately, said his timeline was in shambles with misinformation. So as of now, and that could change, depending on,
that is true.
Guidelines. But as of now,
I'll tell you what I heard. They're putting glass down in all the parking lots. You're not even going to be allowed to drive there.
You're so stupid.
Hey, I'm stupid.
Listen, as of right
now, everything's on. But he did drop that little nugget.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a mask mandate. Okay. But I think everything else is full go when it comes to game time.
Yeah, we'll see. But as of right now, everything's a go. So people need to stop reading into things. I mean, I can understand though, because I saw the picture that was posted.
I noticed they forced everybody to take off all their Redskins gear when they were at training camp. Oh, wait a minute. I got a phone call coming in.
Oh boy.
Hello.
Hey, Dan, what's going on, buddy? It's Dan Snyder.
Damn, it's about time my phone worked.
Calling into the show. That is amazing.
Whoa. What up, Dan?
Hey, I know who you are. You're one of those Mr. fan ambassadors, right? You're one of those fan ambassadors, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll tell you something. Let me get something square with you. I'm not paying you a single goddamn red cent. You hear me? That isn't how this works. You peasants pay me. And if you want me to appoint some chicken nugget ambassador to come up here and tell me their problems, I don't care. You can talk to the doorman.
I mean, that's a little rough. I mean, Mr. Snyder, I'm here to help you out, sir. I'm here to get you reconnected with the fan base. I mean, it's been a struggle through the years, Mr. Snyder. I mean, even your wife was out there tossing t-shirts and all kinds of stuff. And Mr. Snyder, I have to tell you, your wife is beautiful.
I'll tell you something. She's a piece of tail, isn't she? I'll tell you what. I bet you wish you could land a chick like her, don't you?
Listen, Dan. We want to know, how was training camp in Richmond? Oh, yeah, that's right. You weren't there, were you?
No, I wasn't there. I can tell you this. I got an invitation. The last thing I know was I got an invitation to Roger Goodell's annual 4th of July weenie roast. A couple of guys show up to take me over there. And the next thing I know, I'm shoved into a cargo plane It brings me here to this NFL re-education camp on some island somewhere. So now I'm stuck here. I can't get off of this island if I tried. My phone barely works. Just glad I got through to you two idiots and that other one.
So what have you been doing since Tanya has taken over the day-to-day operations?
Yeah, Tanya. Hey, she was throwing T-shirts. I'm telling you something right now. They're coming out of her pocket. I ain't paying for that stuff. Not giving any T-shirts away to anybody. But boy, oh boy, I wish I could see her right now. Anyway, there's not much going on out here. It says a re-education camp. Excuse me. There's too dry. In the morning, we have owners re-education, and all I do is sit there and say, I will shut the fuck up and get the hell out of the way over and over and over again until it's lunchtime. And at lunchtime, they give me a coconut and a bottle of Dr. Pepper. It sucks. I hate it here.
But Mr. Snyder.
Hey, let me ask you this. Is Tanya talking to that Jason Wright guy? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
She better not be getting too close to him. You keep an eye on that guy for me. You hear me? Any guy that makes you take the dirty magazines out of the office men's room is a guy you got to keep your eye on. You trust me when I tell you.
Well, Mr. Snyder, as your fan ambassador, I will definitely make sure that handsome young man, Mr. President Jason Wright, doesn't talk to your wife.
Good grief. You've been kissing his butt enough, I can tell right now. I'll tell you something right now. What was she wearing? Was she looking good?
Oh, she was looking good. I mean, Mr. Snyder, you're a lucky billionaire. I'll tell you that.
Hey,
but I'm not going to lie, though.
You said the right word right there.
I'm not going to lie, though. Mr. Wright was looking good as well.
Well, hey, that's why they hired you as a fan ambassador. You connect with all kinds, right?
Dan, I want to ask you about Tanya and the job that she's doing since she took over as CEO. Do you think she's doing a good job?
I have no idea. I can't get any outside news here. My phone barely works anytime. I don't even know. I think I'm somewhere off the coast of Florida, but I'm not sure. Tell you this. If I don't get out of here pretty soon, me and the owner of the Texans are going to try to make a break for it. He saved up enough of his coconut shells. We're going to try to build a raft. We figure on heading west until we hit the shipping lanes or something like that. Listen, do me a favor. Call my lawyer. Tell him to get me the hell out of here right now. I'm sure the season's about ready to start. And don't let Jason Wright touch my wife.
All right, we'll be on top of that. Dan, when is your suspension? I mean, when do you plan on coming back to headquarters?
I don't know. I was planning on going over to Roger's house for some Wheaties and some fireworks, and all of a sudden I'm down here eating coconuts and drinking Dr. Pepper. I have no idea how long they're going to keep me here. Hopefully, they don't keep me here long enough so that I can't go back there and tell them that the Washington Redskins should be our name.
Oh, Dan, I really appreciate you calling us in, calling into us. Anytime you get enough bars, you're more than welcome to come on and chat.
Dan, haters are going to say that you're not the real Dan. What do you have to say to them?
I tell them to fuck off. If you don't think I'm the real Dan, then why don't you go find me a boat, get over here and pick me up? I'll show you. I'll give you $500,000 just to give me a ride back to the mainland. I can't talk for too much longer. The guard with the dog is coming.
All right. You take it easy, Dan.
All right. Dan out.
Dan Snyder, everybody. You never know who is going to call in to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, man. It's amazing.
John, I was wondering, where were you during that interview? That's crazy.
I have no idea. Something happened to the circuitry here in my house. I think my dog kicked over my computer.
Your Wi-Fi went out. Understandable.
Fucking dogs.
All the time.
Now is the time of the show where we give the microphone to Keith. Now, we have no idea what he's going to say. It sometimes is pleasant. It sometimes isn't. So Keith's Corner, here we go.
Yeah. So after all the hatred that I read and some of this ridiculous stuff that I saw yesterday, I'm back, man. And when I say that I'm back to telling people to go F themselves, right? People are like, oh, just ignore them. Just look past it. No, that's not me. I don't let people get comfortable behind their phone to go ahead and take shots at me just because some things have changed for me for the good. So like, for instance, what I'm referring to is yesterday when I decided, hey, I got an extra camp t-shirt, right? And I also got an extra towel. What am I going to do with it? I'm not going to wear two shirts.
Shine your Corvette.
Right. And it might shine my Corvette. I wish. what am I going to do with it? Right. So, hey, listen, I'll just do a giveaway on Twitter. I didn't ask for anyone to follow me. You didn't have to retweet, follow, and then talk about our podcast. Okay. I don't do that stuff. I don't plug things. I do things because I want to do them. And they're just for the towel alone, over 480 people liked it. They obviously wanted a chance to not win, but to get a free towel, something that they didn't have. Yes. Was this stuff free to me? Yeah.
It's a collectible.
Okay.
You're
paying shipping though, right? You're paying the shipping, so it's a loss for you.
I'm paying my time. I'm paying my shipping, and I'm paying for the envelopes, all that. Right. So for these people to get on Twitter and have the nerve to complain about giveaways that people are doing, y'all can kiss my ass. No, for real, kiss my ass. I'm done. I'm done being nice with people. See, before I was all like, oh, I'm hog farmers. Oh, I'm ambassador. I can't say this. I can't say that. Here's what I got to say. You got a problem with anything that I'm doing, unfollow me, DM me, tell me, or even tell me in the public, because at the end of the day, I'm going to straight up tell you, I don't care what you think. Y'all just mad and miserable people. So anyone that's mad and miserable that listens to this show, because I know they're out there enough to leave YouTube comments, which I think is hilarious. Continue to
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching.
It doesn't hurt my feelings. It actually makes me laugh. I love it. And then I'm able to use that on Twitter to make fun of myself for people talking shit on me. But the old Keith is back, right? There's no troll involved in this. I'm just going to straight up tell you, you got something to say it, because damn sure I'm going to say something back. I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself, because I do things because I want to do them. I haven't asked for anybody to do anything. I haven't asked for anyone to follow the podcast. I haven't asked anyone. I said, hey, it'd be cool if you follow the hog farmers. I did that because they're sitting at 2,000 followers while my idiot ass is sitting at, over 4,000. It should be the other way around. Right? A charitable organization should have more followers, not me. I'm an idiot. Why do people even pay attention to me? I have no idea. Right?
I know. I do.
Exactly. So my point is this. You got something to say? I can reach out in the DM. I'll give you my phone number. We can talk about it. Right? If you got something to say and you want to say it out in the public because you want to try to embarrass me, you're not embarrassing me. I don't get embarrassed. Right? But I love to talk shit. So I challenge you. You got a problem with me doing anything nice for anyone else? Bring it, because I'm going to trash your ass all over the timeline for people to see it. That's not a fact, or that's not a fiction. That's a fact. So that's all I got to say. Anybody that's got a problem with any of us doing anything nice for others, you can kiss my ass. You can kiss John's ass. You can kiss Jesse's ass. You can kiss my mama's ass. You can kiss everyone's ass that I know that surrounded me, because at the end of the day, whatever good I'm doing, right? Whatever good I'm doing, everyone around me is going to eat too, right? Everyone is going to share the same success. Okay. Even if it's not success, but you get what I'm saying. There's going to be some idiot that's going to say something about that too, right? But anything good that I'm experiencing, I want good people around me, like John, like Jesse, like the hog farmers, like the guys over in the UK, like Kyle, like Mike Reed, like Josh Taylor, like all those people. I'd rather hang out with all those people who are good ass people than the miserable people. But when I eat, everyone's going to eat around me, and they're going to experience maybe not what I'm experiencing, but they're going to experience everything else. So that's all I got for Keith's Corner. And to the other hater that's out there, you can kiss my ass too, right?
I could add a disclaimer to that, which was just say that kissing my ass is purely something that's just rhetorical. Simple. I would rather no lips touch my ass.
Simple. And I know the hog farmers aren't going to be happy with me doing all this cursing in this. And sorry, this is just me. I'm done trying to, and I'm not mad at anybody, but I'm going to be me. This is me. I'm back, right? I'm going to be me. You either want me to be a part of what you're doing or you don't. It doesn't hurt my feelings, right? But I'm not going to stop being me. I'm an ambassador. I don't get paid, so I don't give a fuck. How about that? Okay. And until they pay me, right, I'll just go ahead and make fun, like the dude on Twitter calling me a company man. Fuck you too.
Paying you.
Okay.
Nobody's paying you
too. Right. I'm a company man, but guess what? I'm experiencing a lot of shit. So until then, I'll keep going. Somebody got on to me. He did come back and apologize, right? All he saw was from here up, which was Washington football team gear, but down below was all Redskins.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I remember I saw that shit.
Listen, I like him, and I'm not going to say his name. I like him, and I got where he was coming from. But it's also disappointing because they're like, oh, he's rolling over to everyone. All of a sudden, he gets some attention, and he's rolling over anyone. Fuck you. How about that?
They sound like kids. They sound like freaking kids. Jesus Christ.
No, fuck you. What I do, and just because I cuss and do all this, I'm not a bad person. And I'm tired of people like even putting me on that level. Or just because I trolled, I'm not a bad person. Kiss my ass. How about that? Let's just roll with that. Hashtag kiss my ass for the whole entire year, because that's the way I'm going to treat the whole situation. Simple as that. I'm done. You don't like me, don't follow the podcast either. Sorry, Jesse. You don't like me. I came on here to have a good time. You want to write negative comments? Do it. All you're doing is fueling me, because I'm going to keep trolling the situation. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm going to be nice, Keith, and I'm going to be troll Keith. That's just the way I am. And when I talk to people about this, there was someone from higher up that said, Keith, just be your authentic self. That's all that we ask. You got it, because this is authentic Keith now. So how about that, Mr. Tim Lawler, aka whatever his name is? You can keep leaving those YouTube comments, because the only thing that you're doing, baby, only thing that you're doing is making us famous. Talking about get a player. Why? So he can say the same shit on every other podcast.
The same shit they all say.
They all say, right? No offense to the other podcasts, but yeah, really glad. Thanks for having me on your show. Sure. Hey, we can do that. We have no problem doing that. Guess what? I have connections. I can get that. I don't want it. If I did want it, they'd be on here to help support me, because that's what they do. Right? But that's not this show. This show isn't to sit there and talk about, all these players all the time. Like, that's not what it's about. We're here to have fun. So like I said, at the end of the day, anybody who doubts anything, in my intentions, you can kiss my ass. Done. I'm out.
He's corner, everybody.
You think we should tell him that really wasn't Dan Snyder either? I mean, some of these people are going to flip out.
That really wasn't Dan Snyder. You people are liars.
No shit. Well, you guys got anything else? That was a fiery Keith's Corner there. I think that was probably the most fiery Keith's Corner you've had
since the last one, at least,
in a long time.
Because I'm sick of people, man. I'm sick of ignorant people, and there's a lot
ignorant
of
people only exist to get your goat.
I don't even
Once
know
they
why
got it.
I don't even know why I'm acting surprised. Like, I'm acting shocked over this for some reason, when, if anything, I should have known better. But like I said, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I've done a lot behind the sceens. I've taken a lot of money out of my pocket to do these things. I choose to do it because I'm a cool ass dude. That's it. I don't go around parading it. You know what I'm saying? And then people want to turn around and act like that. At the end of the day, it's just because they're jealous. They're jealous of everything that I do.
That's exactly it.
And now I'm hearing from people, he's the leader of the community. And I did say this. to others.
The president of the ambassador.
But it was a joke. But they're like,
yes,
he's the leader of the community. He's not even from the area. I don't give a fuck. Why? Because you want me to fight for go-go music? I don't care. Like, that's not my point, right? That's not the point. It is cool. No, that whole thing is cool. I love the idea. And I learned from that video, actually, because there were so many people that commented on that. It just told me people will shit on anything.
They will.
That's not good.
Especially
they'll shit on anything just to shit on something.
Correct. Yep. They'll do it because it didn't fit their narrative and idea of what they thought. Right. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me that was not entertaining.
I had some cheerleaders, because you know the comment that I put on that thread too, and there were some former cheerleaders that weren't happy with what I said either.
No, well, me too. And I'll call her out, Candace. I don't care. Don't care. She was all over that post too. And this is not the first time, because she didn't like the things that I said before. Whatever. Like, you had an opportunity. You chose not to take it. Whatever. And a lot of these cheerleaders that were cheerleaders are actually on this dance squad. No. Yeah. I know the real truth behind why people didn't like that dance squad. And I'm not going to get into it, because that's not for this show, right? That's for some other show. But at the end of the day,
people should be able to put two and two together, though.
Right. But at the end of the day, right, a lot of people shit on that, and that was because that's all that people want to do on Twitter. They want to make people
shit on things
bad. They want to shit on people. Well, guess what? You're not shitting on me anymore, because you want to tell me that's not very ambassador like? Go tell somebody, because guess what? If they remove me from the program, no sweat off my back, because I don't get paid. How about that? I don't get paid by the team. So it's not going to hurt me. Right. So again, yeah, I'm passionate about it because I'm tired of getting beat up, man. I'm tired of getting beat up, and I've been beat up for a while over this whole thing. And I've just been sitting there taking punches and like, oh my God, I don't understand. Look at this. No, it's not even like that anymore. Like, if you don't like me, don't listen to the show. You don't like me, unfollow me. If you don't like me, but you like some of my content, but you still want to follow me, mute me. I don't care. Like, I don't care at this point. I'm going to do me. Right. And the people that are around me notice what I'm capable of doing, and I'm shining because of it. And if you don't like it, kiss my ass. Done.
Fuck them. All right. Well, that's all.
Sorry. And Chris, to the hog farmers, I really do love you guys. I'm going to try to clean up my act, and I can't wait to get started with the season with you guys. I love you.
By the way, yeah, the hogfarmerscharity.org. I went over there today and donated $20 to the.
Yes,
Chase
everybody
Young
needs
helmet.
to get the fuck over there and
go
donate
buy
some money.
Well, they got a great raffle. They've got a Chase Young signed autograph, little mini helmet, and so I donated 20 tickets to that. I bought $20, and if I win, give it to some kid.
Yeah,
give it to one of your kids.
Yeah. I did that same raffle. Hell, I even put tickets into that raffle for someone to win.
That's what I did.
They got
Today.
some awesome.
And everybody should do the same thing.
Shout out to Andy and the UK squad for getting together and literally just putting money together for no other purpose other than to just donate it to these guys. Andy, love you, brother, for that. Look, there were other guys tagged, and I apologize for not having those names. So shout out to all of you guys if you listen to the show.
Great job.
Thank you for that, because like I said, every dollar counts. Over training camp, just to give another people an idea, over training camp, I was literally, while Jesse was alienating himself from me, I guess, because he was in
shock.
He just wanted to go watch his tablet and watch his shows. It was probably like Twilight or something. No, just kidding. But I sat in the kitchen in there, and I actually, I got hit that day on Friday with 10 kid referrals. That means that's 10 families that I have to start reaching out to.
Hogfarmers.org, everybody. Go now.
Hogfarmerscharity.org.
And I reached out to every single, and I didn't let training camp stop me. I reached out to every, single family, and those guys praised me for it. And it kind of made me feel good, because it's like, okay, I'm actually, I'm doing something that's actually helping, these guys out. So to just see, the outreach of people really trying to help these guys. And I do understand they have their haters too. And one day I'll learn, you just keep it moving. But right now, that ain't me. That's just not my personality. So thank you to everyone who has put in for this.
So our 3 things that we've learned today: Taylor Heineke sucks. We're all agreed on that. Keith is a really good guy that's just fucking had it with all of you. And Tamarrick Hemingway has a massive penis.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to catch you guys off guard. I wanted to wait till the podcast to sell you or to talk, not sell you, but talk to you.
We got a timeshare coming up.
So listen, because here's another, part of the responsibility of things that are going on. There's been a lot of folks that have reached out to me privately for certain things. There's 2 projects that I see that I think that we can do as a podcast. That we could do as a podcast to help create awareness, that I want to talk to you guys about, on ideas of what we can do. And I think in return, this is going to help us. There is a special guest that I'd like to have on the show, but before I do, I'll talk to you guys privately about this. But again, this is kind of in relation to pediatric cancer. And I personally think that whatever we can do as a podcast community, not just us, but just in general, if we can help this nice young lady who reached out to me, and we talked on the phone for over an hour on some things that we can do for her, that would be fantastic. So I'll reach out to you guys, talk to you about it, get your thoughts and opinions, and see what we can do to help. And, one thing I'm learning with this whole process, man, is when people see that you're helping, a lot of other people are going to come to you and kind of, want to get involved and help, or need your help. And I want this podcast to be more than just a podcast. I actually want us to be out in the community and kind of have our own things. I know that we talk about the hog farmers and we talk about, others, but let's do something as a podcast to truly make a difference. We don't have to be a charity organization to do that, but
I think put on a show.
Right. A good show. Maybe
I can dance.
I
Jesse
mean,
can sing.
I can
That's
play
gonna
the
be a
guitar.
great
I
address.
can play the guitar. I can't sing.
that's going to be $1 a ticket, John.
Quarter?
Yeah, we're going to have to work extra hard. with that.
I sound like a dying cow when I sing. So
I
Yeah,
look forward to telling you guys who I reached out to, the reason that it's about, and what can we do as a podcast to make a difference within our community, whether we're from the DMV or not. How about that?
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, sounds good.
Cool.
Good. All right, you can catch Keith at KG Skins 26, John at Bang Radio Hour, and I am at Jesse's 24 JESSYS 2.
You can never do it. You are terrible. Just don't even give your Twitter handle out
I
anymore.
should just put it right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
how
all
do you
right,
forget
Keith
to-
or me and ask.
Catch us on YouTube. Hit the subscribe, like, leave a comment, hateful or not. We don't give a fuck. Also on iTunes, Apple Pods, rate us, review, leave a comment, Google, every other platform out there. And we will see your bitch asses next week. Hail.
To go home, we got to get the hell out of here.
To the team.